Look in the mirror for a moment. Maybe you see sagging cheeks. Maybe your jawline looks softer. Most people hear the same explanation. It's just aging skin. But that is not the real story. Your skin is only the surface layer, like wallpaper on a wall. If a house is collapsing, fixing the wallpaper does nothing. To find the real cause, we must go deeper. Under your cheek sits a powerful muscle. It is called the masseter. This muscle connects your jaw to your skull. You can feel it when you clench your teeth. Place your fingers near the back of your jaw. Bite down gently. You will feel a thick muscle tighten under the skin. The masseter controls your jaw movement. It helps you chew and close your mouth. This muscle is incredibly powerful. In fact, it is the strongest muscle in the body for its size. It can close your jaw with over 200 pounds of pressure, but sometimes this muscle becomes too tight. Doctors call this hypertension. The muscle stays partly clenched all day, like a steel cable pulled too tight. When the masseter stays tense for long periods, pressure builds. That pressure pushes on the jaw and surrounding bones. Over time, this tension can slowly change facial structure. It can pull parts of the face out of natural balance. This affects how the jawline and cheeks look. The change happens slowly, from the inside outward, the mechanical chain reactio. To understand facial change, we must understand leverage. Imagine your lower jaw like a swinging gate. This bone is called the mandible. The muscle that closes this gate is the masseter. Think of the masseter as a strong spring. It pulls the jaw shut when you bite. In a healthy face, this spring stays long and flexible, but daily stress changes that system. Many people clench their teeth without noticing. Small clenching happens all day. This keeps the spring shortened. Scientists call this mandibular recession. The system slowly loses its natural balance. When the masseter stays tight, a chain reaction begins. The muscle starts pulling like a lever. It drags the mandible slightly upward and backward. Even a few millimeters can change facial structure. The bone shelf that supports your chin moves back. This shelf normally supports the chin and neck area. When it shifts, support disappears. The muscles and skin lose their foundation. When support disappears, soft tissue begins to fall. The skin folds and drapes downward. This creates what people call jowls. Your jawline starts looking soft or blurred, but the skin did not suddenly grow extra. The structure underneath simply moved backward. Your facial frame is slowly compacting inward. Imagine a tent losing its center pole. The fabric cannot stay tight anymore. It droops and collapses. Your face behaves in the same way. The problem is not the skin. The real issue is the structure underneath. To restore youthful shape, we must release the tight cable. The fascial glue problem. You might think the solution is simple. Just stop clenching your teeth, but your body has a memory system. It is called fascia. This system remembers tension in your muscles. Fascia is a thin web of connective tissue. It wraps around every muscle fiber in your face. In a healthy state, it is soft and slippery. It stays hydrated like a smooth gel. This lets facial muscles slide and move easily. But long tension changes this tissue. If the masseter stays tight for months, chemistry shifts. The fascia begins a process called cross-linking. Moisture slowly disappears. The fibers start sticking together. Scientists call this effect fascial glue. This glue locks the jaw in a pulled-back position. Even when you relax, the tension stays. That is why many people wake with jaw tightness. Some also wake with morning headaches. When fascia stiffens, your nervous system stays trapped in a loop. The tissue hardens around the structure beneath. It behaves almost like concrete. The muscle cannot lengthen normally anymore. The jaw stays held in that aged position. Imagine a crooked pole inside wet cement. Once the cement dries, the pole cannot move. Fascia can behave the same way. To fix the structure, the glue must soften. Pressure and heat can help loosen those fibers. Then the muscle can stretch and relax again. Only then can the structure begin to reset. The engineering correction, the techniques. To stop facial collapse, we must release the pressure. This process is called mechanical decompression. We are not simply rubbing the skin, we are helping the facial structure reset. The goal is to relax the tight muscle cables. Curl your index and middle fingers into a hook. I place the knuckles under your cheekbone. This is where the masseter muscle begins. Do not slide lightly over the skin. Press gently into the muscle tissue. Let your hand weight sink into the muscle. You may feel a firm resistance. That is the tight fascia. Once you find that spot, move slowly downward. Glide your fingers toward the angle of your jaw. This motion helps free the tissue from the bone. Now add a second movement. While your fingers glide downward, slowly open your mouth. This creates two opposite forces on the muscle. One force pulls downward with the fingers. The other force stretches the muscle as the jaw opens. These forces signal the nervous system. The brain receives a message to release the tension. You may feel warmth or a slight burning sensation. This often means the tight fascia is loosening. Next, we release the upper support muscle. Place both palms on your temples. This area holds the temporalis muscle. This muscle works together with the jaw. Open your mouth again slowly. At the same time, gently lift the temple tissue upward. Move it slightly back toward the ears. This counters the downward pull of tension. The triangle of youth versus the square of age. Why does this method work so well? The answer is simple. It comes down to geometry. The shape of your face changes as you age, and muscles play a big role in that change. In youth, the face forms an inverted triangle. The widest area sits at the cheekbones. Then the shape narrows down to the chin. This shape creates a sharp, defined jawline. It often means the masseter muscle is balanced. The face looks lifted and structured. But tension slowly changes that geometry. When the masseter thickens, it pulls the jaw backward. The chin begins to retreat. The lower face becomes wider. Soft tissue gathers near the base of the neck. This creates a new shape. The triangle slowly becomes a square. A structural reset can shift this geometry again. When tension releases, the jaw can move forward slightly. The thick muscle begins to relax. The facial bones move closer to their natural alignment. This helps restore support under the cheeks and chin. When the structure improves, the skin follows the change. The stress audit. Let's do a quick test right now. This is called the stress audit. It helps measure tension in your jaw. The result may surprise you. Place your fingers under your cheekbone. Press gently into the thick muscle there. That muscle is the masseter. Try clenching your teeth slightly. You will feel the muscle tighten under your fingers. Now measure the tension you feel. Use a simple scale from 1 to 10. A 1 feels soft, like pressing a pillow. A 10 feels very hard, like pressing a rock. This score shows how tight the muscle is. If your score is 7 or higher, the muscle stays very tense. That tension pulls on your jaw every day. Over time, this pressure can slowly change facial structure. The muscle acts like a tight cable on the bone.